The sun hung low over the sprawling desert, casting long shadows on the set of Tom Cruise's latest action blockbuster. The crew worked tirelessly, preparing for the day's most ambitious scene, a daring helicopter chase filmed high above the rugged cliffs. Tom, known for his insistence on performing his own stunts, stood at the center of the activity, his focus unwavering. Dressed in a rugged flight suit, he listened intently as the director outlined the sequence. This wasn't just another stunt, it was the centerpiece of the film, a shot that demanded precision, timing, and nerves of steel. As the crew adjusted harnesses and calibrated cameras, a faint buzz filled the air. The helicopters were ready, their rotors slicing through the golden sky. Tom glanced at the pilot, offering a firm nod. He was no stranger to danger, but today's shoot carried an edge that even he couldn't ignore. Yet, as always, he was ready to rise to the challenge. The crew held their breath as the helicopter lifted off, its powerful blades kicking up clouds of dust. Tom sat in the cockpit, his expression calm but intensely focused. The scene was a complex aerial maneuver. Two helicopters weaving through tight canyons at high speeds, cameras mounted to capture every breathtaking moment. The pilot, an experienced professional, glanced at Tom. "You ready for this?" he asked. Tom grinned, the adrenaline already pumping through his veins. "Born ready," he replied. As the aircraft gained altitude, the rugged cliffs loomed closer, their jagged edges illuminated by the fading sunlight. From the ground, the crew watched in awe as the helicopters danced through the air, their movements synchronized like a choreographed ballet. But up above, the tension was palpable. Every second required precision, and even the smallest mistake could be catastrophic. Halfway through the sequence, the unthinkable happened. The second helicopter, just a few meters behind Tom's, began to veer off course. The pilot's voice crackled over the radio, strained with panic. "We've got a malfunction. Controls aren't responding." From his seat, Tom craned his neck, his sharp eyes catching the erratic movements of the other aircraft. The crew on the ground erupted into chaos, their shouts echoing across the canyon. The director yelled for an emergency landing, but it was clear that the second helicopter wasn't going to make it back safely. Without hesitation, Tom grabbed the radio. "What's your altitude?" he demanded, his voice cutting through the static. The pilot's response was shaky. "Dropping fast!" Time was running out, and Tom knew he couldn't just sit back and watch. He turned to his pilot, his voice steady. "We need to get closer. Now." With precision and calm under pressure, Tom's helicopter closed the gap. The wind howled through the canyon, making every movement a battle against the elements. From his position, Tom could see the panic in the other pilot's eyes, the controls jerking violently as he fought to stabilize the aircraft. Tom grabbed the co-pilot's controls of his own helicopter and guided it closer, his voice firm but encouraging over the radio. "We're coming to you. Stay steady," he called out. The second helicopter wavered, its tail dangerously close to clipping the canyon wall. The crew on the ground watched in stunned silence as Tom's helicopter maneuvered into position. The cameras, still rolling, captured every second of the heart-stopping drama. This wasn't a scripted moment. It was real. And Tom's instincts were the only thing standing between the crew and disaster. Tom's helicopter closed the distance until the two aircraft were almost parallel. The air between them was turbulent, and the deafening roar of the rotors drowned out every other sound. The second pilot was visibly struggling, his helicopter lurching unpredictably as the controls refused to respond. "We're going to guide you out of this," Tom said over the radio, his voice unwavering. He directed his pilot to match the movements of the faltering aircraft, creating a protective buffer. "Stay with me. Adjust to my position," he instructed the other pilot. It was a daring move, using his helicopter's stable flight to steady the other. The canyon wall seemed to close in around them, the margin for error razor thin. The ground crew could only watch in stunned silence as Tom's helicopter began to lead the malfunctioning one towards safer airspace. For a moment, it seemed as if they might just pull it off. Just as the helicopters neared a clearing, the malfunctioning aircraft jolted violently, its tail dipping dangerously close to the canyon floor. Gasps erupted from the ground crew as the second pilot's voice cracked with fear. "I can't hold it!" Tom reacted instantly. "Cut the engines," he ordered. The pilot hesitated, but Tom's authority left no room for doubt. "Do it now," he barked. With a sudden jerk, the second helicopter's rotors slowed, and Tom's pilot adjusted their position to counter the shifting weight. The maneuver worked. The faltering helicopter stabilized just enough to glide toward the clearing. It wasn't graceful, but it was effective. As both helicopters finally touched down on the sandy expanse, the tension in the air released like a coiled spring. Tom stepped out of the cockpit, his face a mix of exhaustion and relief. He looked back at the other crew, now safe, and allowed himself a small smile. The ground crew rushed toward the landing site, their voices filled with both panic and gratitude. The second pilot stumbled out, shaken but unharmed. He looked at Tom, his face pale but his eyes filled with awe. "You saved us," he said simply. Tom shrugged it off with his characteristic humility. "Just doing what needed to be done," he replied, offering the pilot a reassuring pat on the shoulder. The director, who had watched the entire ordeal unfold, approached Tom with a mix of disbelief and admiration. "That was incredible," he said. "We're lucky to have you on this set." But Tom wasn't looking for praise. His attention was on the crew, ensuring everyone was accounted for and uninjured. The near disaster had reminded everyone that even the most carefully planned stunts carried real risks. And for Tom, it was a testament to the importance of staying calm under pressure. That evening, as the crew gathered around a campfire near the set, the mood was subdued but grateful. Tom sat quietly watching the flames dance as the others shared their gratitude in hushed tones. Despite his calm exterior, the weight of the day's events lingered in his mind. One of the younger crew members approached him, hesitant. "Mr. Cruz," she began, "I don't know how you stayed so calm up there. You're a real-life hero." Tom smiled, shaking his head. "The real heroes are the people who keep showing up day after day, no matter how tough it gets," he said. His words carried a sincerity that resonated deeply with everyone around the fire. As the stars blanketed the night sky, Tom allowed himself a moment of quiet reflection. He wasn't just an actor, he was someone who could make a difference, both on and off the screen. And for him, that was the greatest role of all. And so, what began as a high-stakes film shoot became a testament to courage, quick thinking, and teamwork. Tom Cruise once again showed us that true heroism isn't about being fearless. It's about taking action when it matters most. Thank you for watching this incredible story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring Hollywood tales. See you in the next video.